Healing trauma and PTSD is about changing the programs that are running your mind. If you're living with trauma or PTSD, this might be the missing link for you as it was for me. Because think about it. Consider, we think about 80,000 thoughts in a day, and most of them are the same ones repeated from yesterday. So unless this is addressed, it can make healing really challenging. And maybe you can relate, seeing a therapist or doing EMDR, but still something is missing for you. When I was living with trauma and PTSD, it felt like my nervous system was just on constant alert. No matter how much I tried to, speak with a therapist or work through different modalities, the flashbacks, the anxiety, and the self-doubt just kept resurfacing. And healing doesn't happen overnight. Well, some of it can. But there are 3 powerful tools that truly shifted my life, and I want to share them with you. Number 1, CBT thought records. Rewriting your story is key. One of the biggest shifts for me came from these thought records, right? These thoughts being repeated every other day. What are you telling yourself? What's your story, right? These old stories can run our lives without us even realizing it, right? And then you're able to observe your thoughts and then your behaviors and beliefs that derive from those thoughts. So when you learn to observe the story you're telling yourself, you can stop letting it manipulate your life. So you can start asking yourself, is this thought actually true? Do I choose to believe this thought? Because if it's not, you can choose a better thought. And by writing it down and challenging it, it's an opportunity to create space between your story and your true, authentic self. So this practice became a way to gently question my narrative and begin rewriting it. Number 2, be very, very mindful of what it is you consume. The second shift came when I was deeply mindful of what I was consuming. Because here's the truth. Whatever you watch on TV, whatever you're scrolling or listening to in music, within just 2 minutes or less than 2 minutes, your brain enters a hypnotic state. So what if what it is you're watching is not in your best interest and the messages you don't want to be programming in your subconscious? Because here's the thing, let me put this into perspective. Your subconscious does not know the difference between watching a murder on TV or watching it in real life. It does not know the difference. So imagine that impact on you, right? That means everything you consume has a potential to install beliefs or thoughts within your subconscious and your own operating system. The lyrics that are being repeated, the conversations you're having, the shows that you're watching, they're either empowering or disempowering you. So I began doing what I call a consumption audit. I asked, are these inputs nourishing me? Are they reinforcing old pain patterns and programming? Even the conversations I allowed in my space shifted. Instead of replaying cycles of gossip, negativity, or fear, I chose words and music and media that lifted my vibration and frequency and helped my nervous system feel safe. Your subconscious is like soil because whatever seeds you plant through words, images, and energy, it will grow. Lastly, point number 3 for me was reprogramming at the root. The most transformative piece that I experienced was timeline therapy and neurolinguistic programming. This was the integration and embodiment piece that I was missing for my healing and quantum shifts. CBT and timeline just gave me awareness, right? That mindful consumption gave me protection so I can continue to heal and not keep getting bound down by negativity, right? So timeline therapy went to the root of the wound. And I could immediately notice a shift in this. It is absolutely incredible. But that's the power of harnessing our subconscious. And this is where behavior and change originates. That's why it's so powerful. Because here's what it does. Trauma imprints emotions such as fear, guilt, shame, and so on, anger. It prints that into our nervous system, and those imprints from unconscious programs quietly run in the background, shaping your relationships, your triggers, even your sense of possibility. But with timeline therapy, I was able to release that emotional charge from painful memories without reliving or even talking about the trauma, which is absolutely amazing. And then NLP and timeline helped me install these new programs and beliefs, like I am worthy. Yes, I am. There's no question about it. Yes, I'm free and I have this self-love that continues to grow within me. So it felt like reorganizing my entire operating system of my mind. So for me, this was icing on the cake. And it wasn't about erasing the past. It was about finally giving myself a future where I could breathe, create, and feel whole again. So these three practices, CBT and thought records, mindful consumption and timeline therapy and neurolinguistic programming, subconscious programming, were my anchors out of trauma. So if you're listening and something in you feels a spark, a sense that this could be the piece that you've been searching for and missing, I'd love to invite you to explore it with me. So in my coaching at truenorthcoaching.org, I gently guide people through these same tools, helping you release old programs and step into the beliefs and patterns that truly support your healing from within you, where we harness the gold, we harness the gifts and the beautiful wisdom that resides within you. There's no rush, no pressure. It's simply an open invitation to step deeper within yourself,